Hello. Hi, chat. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hold on. There we go. Hi, how's it going? Sorry, yeah, distracted, as I am at the start of every single stream. And that is not looping. Let's do that. Okay. Hi, everyone. How's it going? We don't have too much time to stream today, so we're gonna keep it kinda short to start off today's, like, intro section. So, good morning, Ross said. Also, you have a hornet icon on Twitch, and I need that. So I'm gonna need you to tell me where you got that, or how you got that, because I think I'm gonna need that. Second of all, hello everyone else. Hi, Philord. Hi, the Watcher, and hello, Greater Texan Union. So far, so good. I know today's stream is a little bit later than usual. Starting it off at 1:45 p.m. my time, rather than the, usually it's like 10-ish? 10 or 11 on weekends. But I actually got some other things done today, if you can believe it. Not a lot, but some other things. And there's gonna be a stream tomorrow too. Although, tomorrow's stream is gonna be more Silksong, because it has consumed both my Twitter feed and every waking moment, and I'm trying to resist the urge to play it, but my willpower is running thin at this point. I have to recharge it by playing the game. Anyway, that's kind of how things are going. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday so far. I don't think it will be time to announce Finland to Roman Empire for EU5. I think we'll have to wait another 7 years to announce that. The World Conquest, let's go. True. Yeah, so in today's part of the Pashaine campaign, where we're actually not playing Pashaine, so I can't really call that that anymore. We're gonna be doing... I think we're just gonna be doing a whole lot of Conquest. Let's take a look at what we have here. The stream's not showing up. That's a really good start. Okay, hold on. That is because I was playing Silksong. I am no longer playing Silksong. This should solve the problem. There we go. What a nice throne room. Thank you, I made it myself. I'm kidding, I did not. I paid 2 people to make it. Playing Vinland Coastal Conquest, right? Something like that. You know, there's a lot of coast in Anbennar, so I think it kind of qualifies. I think we can hit 2 birds with 1 stone here. Let me also turn that down. Don't need that. We have our own music. Now, hopefully I didn't mess this up. I didn't mess it up. That's impressive. Okay, nice. Don't even have to adjust things for EU4 resolution today. That's nice. Okay, so let's turn that up a little bit, and let's do a quick recap on our little Anbennar run. Purple Anbennar, the Republic of Anbennar. The Republic, if you will. I'm really trying to force that, please laugh. I can offer you $20 to uninstall Silksong. You'll have to multiply that by a few millions, I think. I will not be uninstalling Silksong. Silksong can't even uninstall itself from my life. The Purple Republic, something like that. Anyway, so, if you guys remember last time, those of you who were here last time, we're playing as Pashaine, and of course, the Empire did not help us during the Majorcratic coup attempt. During the... what do they call it? Not even an uprising, it's more like trying to undermine the state and do a coup. That's kind of what the mages were doing. Sedition, that's the term they used. But of course, they failed, the Empire didn't help us, and in fact, many mages across the Empire, or those with a lot of influence in different places, or I guess a lot of places that have a lot of mages who, I don't know, control things, they didn't want to help us because they were kind of preying on our downfall. And so we didn't actually fall apart, surprisingly. And we decided, in fact, that the Empire should pay for sort of allowing the magocratic elite to fester and to allow this to happen in the first place. And so we kind of disbanded the Empire of Anbennar and proclaimed the Republic of Anbennar. So we are kind of Anbennar, but based. I think that's kind of where we're at right now. Can you imagine EU5 Anbennar? That would be interesting. I can, and it would be difficult. Very difficult, I think. To sort of script a lot of the things the same way that EU4 is scripted. Missions might be able to work. Maybe. Possibly. But we're also going to have a lot of, like, scenarios. Scenarios are like... Well, both scenarios and international organizations are two of the big flavor components of EU5. Hi, Pelias. Hi, Mr. Overheat. Welcome, everybody just joining today's stream. Hi, Mystery Fonzie. What is EU5 more focused on? If there isn't a mission tree. Much more focused on historical simulation. There are mission trees, but they're not EU4 mission trees. At least not right now. They're more like, here's something that would make sense for you to do. We should expand the book production sector within your main market. It's like, it's that kind of thing. That's what the missions are kind of right now. Like, oh, you should increase the control around your capital and build 7 buildings in it. Like, that's sort of where the missions are right now. So all the EU4 missions? I think closer to Imperator Rome missions. Anyway, let's see. Playing the D&D party that the whole mod is based off right now as a non-nation tag. Oh, is based off of as a nation, non-nation tag. Although I think... Wait. Yeah, because Anbennar was started as a D&D campaign, wasn't it? I'm actually curious about that campaign. We must look for the archives, see what we can find. Anyway, I believe we did kind of just finish our war. Was it the war against the Empire? Maybe. We did just core some stuff. I should core that. Right, internal conflicts, but like, not really. It'll be fine. If it's Scotland, I want their beer. Are we looking at the same game? Post Phenom got a Slavic update. Would you mind trying it out? Oh, dude, I was actually supposed to do that and I completely forgot. Oh, that's embarrassing. I actually remember months ago I was supposed to do that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway. That's crazy. Will we stop playing Anbennar when EU5 comes out? Probably not. I mean, there's gonna be a good, solid couple of weeks, if not maybe months, where I'm not gonna be playing very much EU4 at all. Especially because I'm gonna be playing so much EU4 leading up to the release of EU5. But, like, it's gonna depend, I think. We'll see. Anyway, I keep I keep saying like, oh, I don't have that much time to get into the intro for today, and then I'm sitting here waffling for like 10 minutes. Yeah. Pashaine. Anbennar. We need to get some stuff done here today, because we have to conquer the entire empire, and I have like 2 hours on today's stream, roughly. 2 hours and a bit we can do on today's stream, because I started late. So let's get started then. We have already completed the greatest city because our capital is simply based, and we have the Palace of Unity. Quote, I found her by the fountain of the speaker, bathed in layers of silk. In a couple of places they had fallen upon the water, not even heavy enough to sink. This was the way my Kara danced through the city, through the cafes and across the college quadrangles. Past the walking preachers who promised all the secrets of the universe. She brushed gently against everything, pressed down upon nothing, across 20 neighborhoods that chased that silk, and still that silk for me is the city, the conversation faintly carrying from the window, the million-strong coffeehouse chatter, eternity. This guy really likes the city, I guess. We have a urbanophile, I guess you would call that. So, we have the Palace of Unity. While it's at a magnificent level, we get 10% chance of development, of an additional point of development, when we develop an Anbennarian culture province. Now, this one's a little tough because we have to own every single province that was part of the Empire. Yeah. Get the Hornet icon, you need to sub to someone playing Silksong? Oh shoot. I haven't been watching people play Silksong because I don't want to get spoiled. I guess it's over for me, it's cooked. Imagine trying to colonize or conquer the New World as Venail in EU5. Yeah, that's the thing. EU5 has like actual population transfer. For colonization, you're not just like creating people out of thin air, you know? People, like, move places from places. It's crazy. But also... Do I have truces with everybody? Oh, shoot, I can't do anything yet. Hold on, which provinces do I need? All of them? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we can fight Treton. Yeah, we're gonna fight Treton. It's the only thing we really can do right now. So let's get all the people over. There's Lord with 87,000. We'll move like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks. We probably don't need that many. We do have rebels, and how much overextension? Oh, that's a lot of overextension. Maybe we don't invade Treton. It kind of sucks that every province is like 25% overextension, though. Not a big fan of that. Oh, right, and there's a coalition. Dude, I keep forgetting. Oh, yeah, that little thing. That small detail. Right. Okay, so that means we are going to declare war on Trenton. just a little thing, you know. Here, let's do this. It does say you can give it to a subject so you don't have to court it yourself. That is true. I thought I asked you to move. Could you please? Oh, someone's being cringe. Ah. Yeah, that would definitely do it. Now let me across. You know what? I should build a fort in here, actually. No, I should build a fort in here. Have we achieved unity yet? We've achieved some unity. To a degree. Enough unity. Oh, also, I need to keep being friends with you. Which I am doing. Nice. I need to... Ooh, a stability. Well, no. I actually need to spend all of my influence trying to become the rector. You don't actually get to complete your mission. I didn't even realize you had missions. What are your missions like? You have weird missions. Oh, okay. The missions aren't done yet. That makes sense. Okay, no, you don't get to have the province. Because that's mine. I stole it fair and square. Ally them? They're a subject. They're chillin'. They have been puppeted. Hello, the dude. How's Black Powder Benar going? How's it doing? It's pretty alright. We do have a lot of people to conquer. That's the main concern. Well, that and a slight coalition. It's not that bad. Who else am I at war with? Because I want to take everything. Oh, it's literally just you three. Alright, I was allied to you. That's crazy. Anyway. Funny how that works. Rombar coalition. Everyone in their dog coalition. Fortunately, because we have so many truces, the coalition actually isn't going to extend to countries that I care about for a long time. Siege of Salaren is over. Oh, this is Salaren. Yeah, we're on the last section of the mission tree now. Unity is right at the end, I think. I hesitate to check how much I need to actually take. Who knows? All Canorian nations with at least 400 development must either be an ally, a rival, or be insulted by us. Okay, that's actually really easy. Also, did I even check out these ideas? I think I did. Oh yeah, the 20% land fire damage. Absolutely insane. Actually, can I take XOS? Oh. Battle? Oh, that battle. You know what? Yeah, the artificers can deal with that. Can I take this stuff? Ooh. Not really. Okay, we'll come back in like 5 years. Okay, what else was part of the Empire? That's a lot, actually. This stuff, part of Laurent, also part of the Empire? Brother. Last part of the mission tree is whack and a bit of a pain to finish off. Let's see. There's won a war against every great power from Canor. Sorry. In the last 25 years, to qualify for winning, you need to take a province. That's not usually how you qualify winning a war, but okay. Hegemony power is 100%, meets the requirements for claiming every hegemon. I mean, it could be worse. Also kind of crazy that I'm in a golden age right now. Actually, no, it's not that crazy. I decided to not pop it for a while because I was doing nothing. That's true. I remember now. Oh. Let's deal with that. Manufactories, but I didn't spawn it? Curious. What do you recommend for your first Anbennar playthrough? The command. I haven't played the command, but I thought they had like a disaster that kind of sucks. But only the player gets it or something. I don't know. I usually say Jadari. Few members of the parliament are of the opinion of, yeah, it doesn't really matter. We'll take that. So we need to take stuff from... God, it's so much. I've debated whether or not I want to continue this run. I'm not gonna lie. Now that we're on the 6th stream of this after like 2 months or something, I've really debated it. It's just been going on for so long. But there's like a 50% chance that this might be like the last part, and I might just not finish it. You know, when I set out to play this run, I had no idea just what I was in store for. I thought I was gonna have a mission tree that would take me to like the 1600s at most. Like the year 1600 at most, and I'd be like, okay, that was a nice tree, and then I would stop. Oh, something's happening. Some peace deal or some civil war, probably. Also, yeah, the command. Very commanding. Someone said at some point there might be a second mission tree for the hobgoblins. And if they do get that, honestly, I might just do that mission tree. Because the command seems like such a long tree. Either that, or maybe I just won't do the entire command tree. Also, yeah, we're gonna cook this stack. Goodbye. Those weren't even the Revolutionary Guard. That's 74,000 troops. Let's go get some more. There's one where you need a port and dock in every province as well as blockade all of Laurent. Dude, am I just doing like the continental system? Like, what? That can't be right. Let me look at all of these missions. Yo, what? I have to support the independence of all of the Eberthiel subjects? Oh, brother, what is all this? Okay, so we need to become the Rector, which is literally just RNG. After that, what is this? We need to improve at least one province of each culture. Need to have at least 3 promoted cultures. We should do that, actually. But all I have is the wax. That's so gross. Also, why do I have no Imperial Gnomes? Did we kill all the gnomes? Oh no, they're not stated. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Hold on. Yeah, let me just... Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, now... The dwarves and the gnomes and the Dovesworn. But not the Wex, because we hate those guys. I would sooner accept the Dovesworn Gnolls than accept the Wex. Okay, after that... cultural union with all the Imperial cultures. Lovely. That's doable. This... All provinces in Busenor. Wait, what? Pause. All provinces in Busenor need to be owned by me with a local autonomy of less than 10% above minimum. But also, I need to support the independence of all the Eberthiel subjects. But I also need to take Eberthiel. But I also need to support their subjects. So, like, what happens if you just kind of annex them and take their subjects? I guess I'm supposed to take their main islands and then support the independence of their subjects so that they get exiled? Is this maybe the first mission ever that requires you to exile a country for it to function? If you annex, it's fine? Okay. Prestige of at least 90. That'll just be done after this war. We need to build a few extra things. And reduce inflation and build furnaces, but we can't do that yet. Because we need Tech 23 at the minimum, and we don't even have manufactories. Well, we will soon. Okay, so what's this? We need 9 state houses in Esmaria. You don't have any state houses in Esmaria? Isn't this Esmaria? No state houses in the whole thing. If you take all their stuff, you just have to insult them? Okay, nice. Wait, hold on. Yeah, that is a state house. That's a town hall. Kind of crazy that there are none in here. Alright. We'll go ahead and find someplace. What would be a good spot for one? I think this would be a good spot for one. You don't need that. Oh. But you do need this. Okay, we'll put one in here. State house. Thank you for that follow. I can't quite see who that was, but thank you. We'll put one in here. Why do you have a soldier's household with glass? You don't need that. Oh? Wait, there is one in here? I'm so confused, man. Oh, I'm building state houses. I might be stupid. I might be a little bit stupid. Okay, we're gonna put that in there instead. Okay, so how many are we building in here? 9 state houses. How many states are in this Mario? 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Of course. So it's 1 in every state. Okay. Do we have a good spot for one here? Am I building one here? No. We're gonna put a state house right here. Do we have one in here? Glass? No state house? You do not need this. One in here, one in here, one in here. State house, state house. State house. Not a state house. Also level 1. Glass, that'd be great for state house. Here you go. One in here. One in here. I think that's every part of this Mario now. I think. Let's see. Sorry. Hello, Sean O'Colligan. Love your vids. Thank you. You'll be pleased to hear that there's another one coming out tomorrow. Oh, you're going a completely different direction. I'd also need another state house in the East Dame's Head. Where am I missing a state house in the East Dame's Head? Nobody knows. You have one? Maybe? State house. State house. State house. State house. I can't believe I really do have to like manually check each of them, I think. State house. State house. State house. State house. State house. Hold on. Is it just here? Let's say East or West Dame's Head. Hold on. East Dame's Head. Oh, of course it'd be East Dame's Head. Why did I even ask that question? No state house. Aha. We've done it. You're going to have a furnace. So you can have a state house. Did I miss the state house? Wait. Wait, what? Am I blind? Am I constructing? What? Is there a secret 5th province I'm not seeing? Isle of Adriel? Oh, there is literally a secret 5th province I'm not seeing. Okay. Alright, is it here? Do we need a state house in here? By any chance? We're building a state house here. Okay, God, there's no bar here, so I didn't realize we were even building something here. You know, it's got like a little bar on the map here, but nothing here. Okay. So we have in fact built all the state houses. I'm watching your YouTube and vids of this, so just following to get notifications for the next game while I catch up. Real. Uh-oh. Rutro Raggy. That seems like a not me problem. I own provinces in Harass. I own a province here. Wait, I can... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I can build the merfolk settlement? No, okay. Do I own provinces in Harass? I do. I own... One province in Harass. Let me just see what else I can fix here before I finish off these wars. Power projection at least 75 or a hegemon. All Canorian nations with at least 400 dev. Right, okay. That's going to be a lot of them. So everything's kind of like after we conquer the Empire. That's what it seems to be. So Laurent, the funny thing is, like, we actually do need this stuff. I think it's just those provinces, though. 1, 2, 3, 4 from Laurent. 4 from Laurent, 2 from Salarin. Which we can take. Sorry, Salarin. Ooh, Dame's tier. You should have said so earlier. I would have taken it a long time ago. Wisdom. You're not like a real country, you know? Like, you're kind of one province. But like, not even, because you're actually over here. So, yeah. Also, that is a mess. What on earth is a Corin pool? I don't even want to know what's going on over there. Gemrad Kurt, the goat. Although, what's her name? How am I forgetting her name? I played an entire game as this country. Anyway, she's dead. Immoral. That's her name. I think it would be cool if there were like a small chance of Gemrad Kurt winning and Immoral actually succeeds. Isn't that what canonically happens? She wins and then like the Canorians show up and kill her? Also, we just finished that mission. Nice. Another quote, "We are our organizations. The personal politics of antiquity and empire give way to the corporate politics of the modern state, in which every putative individual is represented by every body relevant to them, profession, locality, ethnicity, political tendency, and so on. Such bodies inculcate group identity and solidarity. After all, it is a damn sight easier to oppress one farmer than it is to oppress all farmers at once." Interesting. So is Anbennar still in the works for CK3 or Victoria 3? Yeah. The new age of virtue. Unusually among states, we were born of a conversation. A centuries-long conversation between philosophers, artists, novelists, and statesmen which posed a simple question. Who do we wish to be? The state we have built relies on continuous checks, continuous reorganization, and change, just as the guilds of a city ebb and flow in power and new guilds form within the cohesive whole. And we are vulnerable too, to outsiders who wish to over-harry us and enemies from within, those with autocracy in their hearts. We will not stay still. The Pashaine cause is now the Anbennarian cause, and that cause is eternal. Not merely ourselves, but the whole world deserves this new way of life, and we must continually reinvent it, or we will stagnate as surely as the ancien regimes of Canor. For this cause, forever. The Republic of Anbennar will become the main source of the revolution, and the center of revolution will spawn in the capital. Based? 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 Okay, so that's how we're going to expand now, I guess. I should have used the Revolution CB. I should not be fighting that battle. I should be fighting that battle. Are you in the take over the former empire stage? Yes. We are in the spread the revolution phase. Actually, wouldn't it be cool if you could finish this mission by spreading the revolution to all the former parts of the empire? I think that would be cool. I also have too much mill. Too many points suffering from success. Yeah, we'll see if the rectorate thing literally ever happens. How old are you? 45? Yeah, okay. So it'll be another 20 years at least. 20 years before we get a chance of becoming the rector. Ooh, hold on. Oh, just the whole merfolk thing. I actually don't care about the merfolk. What do revolutionary mechanics do? You can spread them to other countries as the target of the revolution, the birthplace. And you have revolutionary zeal. And when you have more of it, you get more discipline and admin efficiency, and also more revolutionary guard force limit fraction. So it is basically absolutism. Speaking of Revolution, I've been playing a Mali campaign in EU5, and I haven't yet gotten to the Revolution because after a while it kind of gets stale to play Mali. I'm not gonna lie. Once you've taken West Africa and you've taken Morocco and the Horn of East Africa, all you really do is just kind of sit there and colonize. I mean, you don't have to colonize. I guess I could take like Egypt. But in my Mali campaign, it's like 1710, I think. And I just want to play long enough to see what the Revolution does. But I hear that the Revolution is kind of odd. Like, apparently it just makes the game really, really hard. Which I guess makes a lot of sense. It is the Revolution, but hopefully it's actually like a late game challenge, whereas the Revolution is late game nothing in EU4. Okay, well, it's not like it's a nothing, it's just like by the time I get to the Revolution in EU4, I've already done everything I wanted to, and in addition, it's not very challenging. The Revolution should see your colonial empire try to, like, break apart. Whoa, 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 Revolution must be crushed? I don't think so. Speaking of which, there you go. Turn Mali into the eternal golden empire by conquering everyone that has gold. See, even doing that kind of thing in EU5 is like a lot harder. Because in EU4, you can just like whore a province and reduce its autonomy, and you're chilling. But in EU5, you take a province in the middle of nowhere, you're not doing anything with it, okay? You're taking like 5 years to integrate it, and then you have zero control. Technically, you're not revolutionary yet. That is true. I'm technically still the centralized Luna Confederation. What am I still doing in this war? Lawrence. Hand over the things I want. Actually, how much do you have? You're fine. Okay, yeah, that's all we need from Laurent. And then I guess break some alliances. Aranen. Nope, that's Arboren. Magisterium? Nah. Vertesk. Yeah, do that. That's cool. We'll wait one day and we'll take this. So, I know I started coring some of this stuff, but how much aggressive or overextension is that? 122. Should I make a subject? Maybe? A Royal Zard subject, because it's not really an imperial culture. You didn't go black powder Anbennar, their ideas are insane. Watch this. Can't you automate everything in EU5? Just do that in Speed 5 till then? You can, but like, why would you want to do that though? Because the thing is, like, you can automate everything up to research. You can do that if you want. But then it just gives you whatever weird research. How viable would that be? Not very. Like, the game would basically play itself. I'm gonna take those back. The game would play itself. And that's kind of what the AI does. So you basically turn your country into the AI. I despise that map color. That is actually horrendous. I wish I didn't give birth to you. Oh man, that's a horrible map color. That's really bad. Okay, let's hand over this stuff. And we'll just core this. Could have made a client state. I don't think I had client state tech yet, do I? Client state's tech 23. Isn't it? Yeah, that's tech 23. You could use their mission tree. Oh, this thing is a mission tree? A big mission tree? There's no way, man. Huh? Huh? 10% manpower recovery speed for the rest of the game is actually correct. Okay, that's cool. Like, for free already. It's a relatively new one. So they're just kind of chilling for the first 100 years, and then they're like, let's go do something, right? They're like, let's get some adventurers. Let's get morale of armies for 25 years. Let's get a claim on Treton and build ships and expand the city and be friends with people and dev things. And then after that, they're like, actually, we should kill everyone. Is that where we're getting at here? Kind of looks that way. The first struggle is to form this tag? Wait, this is a formable? Also, I have build spy network here, and it's negative 200. I think the game is bugged. Actually, who can I invade next? When's the next truce coming up? I don't even have a truce here. I'll just invade you. And the coalition is dissolving, because what are they gonna do? Beautiful. Oh? FLI stuff. Support independence from a guy I've never heard of? No. Move to Anbennar coast? Hell no. The city that we burned to the ground and is in fact still in flames from that? No. More blooms? Okay, what's actually up with the FLI stuff? Chat, I need FLI lore. I played a tribe there once before they had missions. Actually, do they have missions? I think they do now. Anyway, we're going to invade this guy. The forest is waking up. Good lore. They do have missions now? Perfect. Yeah, when I played them, they didn't. They had sort of events that would say, yep, time for you to go migrate over here. And then you would go migrate over there, and they would say, good job. Now let's go migrate over here. Or something along those lines. The forest is a hive mind that slowly starts to awaken roots in your provinces. You can either burn them or harmonize with them. Ooh. Their formable Araya also has stupid eco build. Huge. Yeah, I've noticed every time Araya exists in a game, they kind of pop off. You have a second province somewhere? It doesn't say full annexation. Don't tell me you have a colony in the middle of nowhere. But that would be extremely funny. They do. Let's go. Have fun. Get exiled, idiot. Araya's crazy strong with just the religious abilities they get. They don't even have missions yet. Okay, so I've got questions about like the precursors then. Did they know that they were just sitting on like a hive mind? Or did that happen once the precursors left? Or did the Day of Ashen Skies cause it? Many things to think about. They created the hive mind. Just a regular Tuesday for the precursors, I guess. Okay, so first we have Varlosen. And then the Aramari Temple. Isn't that you? No, it's Aranmas. That's the temple. So the next truce we can act upon is in 1654. Anybody I can invade before then? Vertesk, Crothan. But I don't really want to invade Crothan, because I want to wait until the truce with Dane's Crown is over, and then invade both of them. I think that would make my life easier. What about Arborin? 57, okay. The hive mind is an accident that happened after research facilities were destroyed in the Day of Ashen Skies. Huh. So when it comes down to it, you really can blame everything on the precursors. That's nice. It actually is all their fault. Okay, so what's up with these guys? Why are you so upset? Dreams of Liberty. Oh yeah, it's a thing. Stop dreaming. Wake up. Biologists theorize that the plant has a heart located in the crash site of Aphili. This has never been confirmed. Wait, is there a province called Aphili? Not that I can see. Maybe it was renamed. What about Aphili? Well, yes, actually. The Central Aphili State. Disaster ruin, so that's a little bit on the nose. But I think I remember this from the from the tree. Who are you? I thought Amion won. What? How did you do that? Oh. Okay, anyway. There's a monument in the disaster ruins? Oh. That's not where I thought that would be. When fully upgraded, our destiny is fully uncovered, our future has revealed itself. The FLI bloom occurs. Maybe it's time to spread the hive mind. Maybe it's time for us to create the second... Oh gosh, I don't remember the name of that planet. You know what I'm talking about if you play the lizards. A second one of those. The hive mind planet, yeah. Hi, Mono. I think FLI is all South Island here except for the Kaons. Tick tick tick, was it? Well, yeah, the ones that keep on clicking. Did you enjoy the click disaster? It was actually not nearly as bad as people were hyping it up to be, I'm not gonna lie. But I think because people were hyping up how difficult it was, I prepared more than I had to. And so it was actually not very difficult. But at the start, I will admit, it did have me a little bit concerned. How did it compare to the Amion Civil War? The Amion one is like 70 times worse. The Amion disaster is like 3 days of Ashen Skies. But the lizard folk disaster is like maybe half a day of Ashen Skies. That's the scale we're gonna use, is how many days of Ashen Skies it's the equivalent of. Okay, time to keep funneling points so that maybe I get the chance to become the rector. We'll see. I remember I struggled with it a bit. Overall, about 6 million losses on both sides. I think it was made easier for me. I mean, you guys will see... Oh, not tomorrow, actually. That video does not come out tomorrow. I think that video releases next week. You guys will see. It was not that hard. So, like, you know, spoiler, I guess. But actually, I can talk about it in a non-spoiler way, kind of, while I wait for these truces. So, you know, all those troops spawn in, and you have to siege the places where they spawn in from. And in the first, like, year and a half, I think I sieged 2 or 3 of them. So I kind of locked them down pretty quickly. And then I later learned, towards the end of the war, that you're supposed to get a bunch of buffs to destroy them. But by that point, there were like 3 of them left, and then the main one. So it really wasn't that difficult. And then you get the buffs to destroy them, and then it's like, oh, that's actually just overkill at this point. Especially since you don't actually need to, like, kill all the troops. That's one of the special things. Hold on, let me just do this. Armari Temple, Corveria. We'll go after Corveria next. So one of the special things about that war is that you don't actually have to siege everything. So you don't even have to lock down the other towers. That's a spoiler, oops. In hindsight, you don't even have to, like, do that. If you wanted to, you can just do a spearhead directly to the main one, and then take it, and I think it's over at that point. So, maybe that's not how it works. I did leave the main one for last. Because, you know, that's, like, maybe the coolest way to do it. Yeah, I did spoil, my bad. Don't worry, you'll have like an hour-long video when it comes out. I think you need to get all the stacks that spawned. You absolutely do not need to get all the stacks you spawned. That spawn. You will see that you do not need all the stacks. Also, I would like to invade this guy, but I want to invade Gizden even more. So we're not going to do that. That's the temple. I guess we can do this. Sure. Spread the faith. Oh, also, don't I need to get rid of all of my inflation? No, that's not the right mission. This is the one. I need the state houses to finish. They're almost done. Meanwhile, playing Kanolkatep, Disaster got beat by Power of Tech 15, not even the event buffs. No, that's true though. Because when I actually did do the Disaster, I think I owned literally all of Sarhal. Was it literally all? I don't remember if I took all the little colonies that always pop up here. I think I took most of them, maybe not all of them. No, I did take all of them. There were like 2 provinces here I didn't take, but whatever. Yeah, so I owned like the entire continent when the disaster happened. So I think I had like 2 million men for that fight. 2 million troops on the field for that disaster. And they spawn a set amount of units. So it was not very difficult. Actually, do you want to break your alliance, please? I'm actually shocked that they said yes. I didn't think they would. I didn't think we'd get this far. Sure. Okay. Ever played Kurain Ulaig? Really funny you should mention that. Just uploaded that footage today, actually. That's being worked on as we speak. Anyway, unify the laws. Customs excise, regulation of travel, property law, inheritance law, public land usage, petty dispute resolution, educational grading, road law, marriage certification, insurance protection, a civil code unified across the continent, governing every moment that an ordinary citizen generally encounters the law. In short, the quietest and most consequential undertaking in Canorian history. Centralizing a state will refund half of the cost and give +1 random development. And we get unified law until the end of the game. Half cost expand administration, or -50% really. +10 maximum revolutionary zeal, and -25% expand infrastructure cost. And the cost of bribing parliament is reduced by 50%. We love bribery. Now we need to reduce inflation. I saw myself reflected in the marble floors of the bank's atrium. How perfectly I could make out my own features. How unblemished I appeared. It struck me that this must be a very transparent place indeed. The Bank of Luna is removed and replaced with the Bank of Anbennar, giving us... This has to be local. Okay, of course it says local goods produced, +3. In Silvalar, 0.2 yearly inflation reduction, 0.5 interest per annum reduction, minus 50% reduced inflation cost, and minus 100% local gold depletion chance. Additionally, when we take on foreign debt using our Great Power action, we also get 10 trust and 20 favors with the target. The stocks have never been doing better. Hold on, it's in Silvalar. I lost track of where that is. Isn't that like here? Yeah. Sorry, had to sneeze. That's pretty crazy, actually. I mean, maybe not that crazy. It does give us 31 production in gold. That's pretty cool. We can take on everyone's debt and make friends. True. Immediate trust and favors every time we do that. But a lot of countries are going to be like, no, you are not taking on our debt because we hate you. Actually, no, they don't have a choice. We can force them to like us. We can force them to trust us by paying off their debt. A world where everyone's afraid of going into debt because they're afraid it might get paid off. Give it 5 more production. What would it even do at that point? You know what? Screw it. You actually get expanded infrastructure too. Nice. There was no point in doing that. Excellent. Okay, don't we have a truce that's coming up? Yeah, in like 6 months. Dude, the game runs so slowly. This might be the real reason that I don't finish this campaign. Is because speed 5 is like this. Yeah, we'll take that. For comparison, like this is actually right now, this is slower than EU5 runs. I think this is slower than EU5 is running for me in 1720. Okay, yes, coalition. I didn't quite catch that, but I'll just invade you anyway. Oh right, since I'm not technically revolutionary, how do I be revolutionary? Also, I should enable this? Yes. What if I want to be revolutionary? Oh, is it just when it spreads to the entire empire? Wait for the mission tree? Am I gonna have to kill everybody though? Oh, I do have to kill everybody. I see. I see. Alright, let's go with the Jorather Fields. Also, BPEC. I don't want you in this war. You should leave, I think. You should leave Peck. I'll keep workshopping that one. Anyway, how many troops do you have? 62,000? Probably fine. Gawed? What are you guys, allied to one another? Subject to Marhold? It keeps getting crazier, man. What? Okay. No, that's cool. That's really cool. They shouldn't be here. Okay, thanks for being funnier than me, chat. Thank you. In hindsight, maybe I shouldn't send these guys right here. It's crazy how, like, I declare war on Corvuria, and now I'm at war with, like, 3 countries that I don't want to be at war with. Like, why am I even at war with you? Allied to Corvuria. No, that makes sense, actually. Why? Wait, no, you had Noorcestir and Marhold as allies, and I was like, oh, I'll just break this and be at war with Marhold and Corvuria. But nope, now I'm at war with those two, and Arborin, and BPEC, and Gawed, because it's funny. You're at war with the majority of the countries you have claims on? Yeah, but like, I can't take the stuff I need. Like, I can't take stuff from BPEC. I can take like 3 provinces, but I need double that. In fact, I can't even take what I need in one war at all. Just this stuff alone is too much war score, I think. More than 100%. Which is why I need more zeal. Okay, so spy network here. Spy network here. Spy network here. Build a larger army to get some war score reduction. I don't think that's... Oh, you're referring to become the hegemon. Okay, I was gonna say, what do you mean build a larger army? Okay, so the thing is, we don't really have the force limit for that. That's kind of the problem. Because although we are very rich, we don't have that many provinces. Actually, it's kind of weird that my army force limit is so low. Did I take offensive ideas? I did, I always do. Why is it so low? Because I only have 1 modifier. That might do it. Maybe. If so much money doesn't matter. Well, I would like military hegemony. It also gives me siege ability. Also, like, Arborin, I need to take the whole thing. Okay, that's not the one. This one. So I need a white piece Arborin, white piece BPEC. And then what is it? 2 wars with... yeah, it's going to be 3 wars with Arborin. Definitely 2 wars with BPEC. What, did you join the coalition? Oh, you did. You're just also allied. Okay. That's not a big deal. Let's go here. Don't I have half-cost barrages? Yeah, half-cost artillery strikes. We love black powder. You've heard of black powder Anbennar. But what about white powder Anbennar? Arguably the cooler Anbennar. Don't say that again, it sounds wrong. What? It's like... it would be like the opposite of Black Dames tier. It would be like just regular Dames tier. But I don't know what it would do. I'm workshopping that one on the fly. Instead of being explosive, it retracts. That's what happens if Snotfinger makes it over and conquers Canor. That's called implosive. Sometimes I'm a little dumb. You gotta work with me here. But then this, of course, leads us to the next question, which is, what happens if somebody were to, accidentally, in their laboratory, inhale some blue, or just regular Dames tier? The more important question, the people who work in the Dames tier mines, do they get the Dames tier equivalent of silica lung? You become gnome? True! That is what happened to the gnomes. Okay, so I need this, and this, and I need Nathalair. That's the bare minimum. Where are my ships? Over here. So, BPEC, would you like to leave? And not be allied to any country I want to invade? Thank you, BPEC. Maybe I should have taken 1 province from you. It's probably fine. Probably. Siege ability, my favorite. Also have really cheap stability. We'll take that. I don't even have to take the mill tech, because I have 100 innovativeness. But I could, because that's not like I'm really doing much else with it. Actually, did I, hold on. At least one province of each culture that belonged to the empire in Western Canor is owned by us and has been improved at least 5 times and has a parliament seat and is rebellion. The cultures, that's so many, dude. Okay, they need, I think they need to like somehow adjust how this mission works to make it easier to figure out which provinces you're missing. Ugh. Don't you use mill to strengthen the government? Well, we have max Republican tradition. All the highlighted ones. I might be a little stupid. You're right. I didn't notice that these in the middle are, in fact, not highlighted. But then it confuses me. It confuses me because I feel like most of these should be done. Like, this province should not be highlighted. It has been improved 43 times. And is owned by us. And is a parliament seat and is rebellion. Yet, it is still kind of weird. Development before this mission doesn't? Okay, so then my question is, when does it activate? Only like when you see the mission? Or is it when I complete Puppet the Rector? I guess it must be when I see it, because we've had a few things that are developed. Like these aren't having any issue, so... Okay, that means that I have to develop these just when you see it. Right. Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are we good? Nope. Do you have a parliament seat? Now are we good? Yep, except for you, because you are Anbennar. I keep forgetting you have a unique culture. We should get rid of it, I think. It would be cheaper for us to actually culture convert them. Aren't you Anbennar? Yes, you are. How long would this take? Just out of curiosity. Well, I'd have to do both. 350 months? Yeah, that makes sense. We have absolutely no modifiers. Okay. We're gonna dev this instead. And also, honestly, we should move this state house. I know it's more effective on the glass. Hold on. Well, no, let's do that. It's fine. Okay, what's next? Right, the elves. I guess this would be the perfect spot then. There. I like how every other province except this one has the seat in parliament. That's cool. Can't you build unis? Haven't I built all the unis? Yeah, I built them. Guess I didn't build one there, but yeah. You know what's really great about EU5 that is really painful every time I play EU4 and it doesn't exist? You can just kind of like zoom out and spam left click. And it'll build all of them in an area. It's pretty cool. But then we don't have that in EU4, so I'm like, man, I wish I could just like spam left click here. Because you could do it in the list, but it's going to start like building universities in the random colonies overseas. Another debate in the parliament. Time for some bribery. I guess we will take the dev cost, because it's like the only thing that we actually use from this. Alrighty. I love bribery. National admin support? Sure. Mill support? Bribery? We love bribery. Nice. If you've given a seat to every province of a given culture, is it going to accept that, or do you need to remove one and add it back? No, you don't need to remove it. It just checks to see if it is. If it is a parliament seat. Whereas the requirement for actually developing is based on when it began, I think. Like, the difference is that even if you developed a whole bunch previously, it's not going to accept that because it wants you to develop more, whereas there's no benefit to doubling up your parliament seat by removing it and bringing it back. I think you can't remove parliament seats. That might actually be true. I didn't even think about that. Also, right, need to take that. Manufactory, have at it. Garage. Another barrage. Did this guy just die as soon as we put him on the fort? Okay, man. Oh, hello. I'd prefer if you didn't do that. Shouldn't you be back home? And then, right, so Arborin, I think we kind of want to white piece them. Except we're going to break alliances, so it's not really a white piece. And we're going to break that. And I might break that too. So it's not really a white piece. You, wait. What? Oh, BPEC's the defender of the Regent Court faith. That's why they were in this war. I didn't even think about that. I thought they were in it for the love of the game. No. I love gatekeeping. Why do you not want Defender of the Faith? Didn't I take it? Oh, Baruman took it. POV, your prestige dipped below 100 for 3 seconds. It's always the case, man. Oh, it was there a second ago, was it? Oh. I think it's because I've sort of converted everything, but I guess I could just, like, get free stuff. Yeah, you know, for some reason I thought a lot more of Canor was Revellion. Or Coronite. What's most shocking is that the Coronite Reformation has failed. Like, it's gone. Nobody cares about Corin anymore. Mountains, not a problem. Right, so the coalition's probably going to dissolve after this war. It's just because we're fighting so many people. Nathalair, right. Oh, I can't get anybody out of this war. That's the biggest problem. Is that they can't actually separate peace. Because Marhold is allied, but they're also in the coalition that I declared war on. Which formed, I think, within like 3 days of the truce. It's kind of fun. See, the thing is, we don't actually have to fight Gawed. Not really. We just have to go to Marhold. And in fact, Marhold has like 2 forts. So they're not tough to beat up either. Will they capitulate if you fully occupy? Oh, Corvuria? Yeah, Corvuria will probably surrender. If we fully occupy them for long enough. That's also true. Also, let's stop doing that. Let's just keep doing what we need to do here. So we don't need to invade Marhold mostly, or rather, we don't have to invade Gawed. Mostly because they're super upset at the state of affairs. They have high liberty desire, which means they are not going to leave their borders. They're not going to help Marhold. They will fight me if I go into Gawed. But if I don't, then they don't care. They would love to see Marhold burned to the ground. Okay, let's move you here, and we're just kind of chilling. Actually, you can siege that. You know what I should do, chat? I need to play in the Serpent Spine again. My Serpent Spine senses are tingling. I need to find content in the Serpent Spine. Goblin Serpent Spine? Goblin these nuts? Got him? Maybe. Have you done Road Warrior? I have not. Are those the guys that decolonize the world? Yup, a super fun campaign. It sounds super something. It sounds like, you know those games that you have like a little board and you have to sort of like, almost like checkers, and you have to move a piece over another piece, but you have to do it in a certain way that allows you to complete the entire board without getting stuck somewhere. That's my impression of how that would feel. Where it's like, oh shoot, I just decolonized this part of the world over here and now I can't reach this other part, so now I'm cooked. You know? But maybe that's not how it plays. We tried Skewer Drake. I don't think so. Is that another goblin one over... those guys over here or something? Skewer Drake? Blade Breaker. What? Oh no, that's where the actual Darkscale kobolds are. Black Orc near Bulwar. In Middle Dwarovar? West of Segdir. These guys? No, that is Segdir. Probably not going to find him at this point. I mean, it's kind of late in the game. Oh, it is this hold. Okay, what'd you call them? Gore Vazumbrog. Skewered Drake. You know, I don't think I've played a Serpent Spine Orc before, which is funny considering the Orcs are, like, from the Serpent Spine. Oh, hello. Hi, Marhold. Would you like to not be here? Ooh, stack wipe. Nice. Okay, how much should I take? I need that. I need all this stuff. Maybe I'll take that because it'll look nicer. What else do I need? It's pretty much all the way up to there. I think that's all of Corvuria that I need at least. Maybe we'll do this. See, the thing is, it would be hard to do this only because we can't actually get Marhold out of the war. That's the biggest problem. Invention available? Oh yeah. Maybe when I don't actually read the thing that I specifically researched. What did I even get? Oh right, I researched the Mystic Ciphers just in case. Okay, we'll go for like a military one maybe. Actually, what do we have here? The God Fragment Decoder. Yeah, that's the thing. So like, you know how like the entire faith, the whole Revellion faith, revolves around the cube. What does the cube actually say? Is this Bitbucket or Steam? We're playing on Steam. Does the cube speak? I don't remember. Avatar Super Soldier Serum. Okay. Anti-magic field generator. Based? You aren't allowed to know that. What's in the box? Who knows? What even is this? Oh yeah, Black Dame's tier, of course. We'll go with something military. I feel like being a little more evil. Although a lot of this stuff is just for artificers and we don't get to have them. Shock damage reduction, more shock damage reduction. Morale of navies. Maneuver. What does that do? Oh, can't use them. Infantry combat ability only for artificers. More stuff only for artificers. More stuff only for artificers. Okay, we're gonna take the stuff that's not just for the artificers. So shock damage received. Does the Republic of Anbennar have a mission tree? Well, we do because we're kind of special. We're playing Pashaine into the Republic of Anbennar. It's not really a formable as much as it is like just a straight tag swap. So we didn't really form the Empire so much as we just proclaimed the Republic as part of one of our missions. But Anben Coast can't get a full tree. Anben Copers stay losing. Oh right, I have development, where I need to develop things. We will develop this province. And then we need to develop this province, right? Because the Gnolls are an imperial culture. That's a lot of imperial cultures. But Pearl's Edge doesn't count. Let's go. We hate those guys. Oh no, they do. We just developed. Okay. And we'll take that. I had to imagine the voice of the cube. What would it be like? I'd like to think that the voice of the cube is just going to be like some precursor elf that kind of messed up an experiment. So it's just like some guy whose consciousness is sealed in the cube. Just some dude. So elf Adam Sandler cube? Sure. Any recommendations for a First Nation in EU5, or is it too soon? There are some aspects that, even though some things might get changed, like, are still consistent. So like being relatively big and not having a lot of disasters at the start. Maybe like Hungary. Maybe Bohemia. Maybe not Bohemia. Serbia, I think. Castile's not a bad one. England and France, you could probably reasonably figure out. Did you give a parliament seat to the Knolls? I did, because they're good puppies. Okay, so Corvuria, I have fully occupied all of your provinces and you have no army. This means you should surrender, correct? This means that you should have 100, you should give me 100 war score, correct? Defender of the Faith available, real? Yoink. Propagate religion, let's go. So Corvuria, you should surrender, correct? Or do I have to wait 5 years? I don't remember. What if I fully occupy Marhold? I think Gawed should declare their independence. I think they should truce break. Oh wait, no, that's Kugdir. That's not even Marhold. I think Lorend should declare their independence because they would win it. And then they should give me a 100% peace deal. Did you try some country in Africa? I did. I played Mali in EU5. And I'm not gonna lie, there's not a whole lot going on in Africa. They do have unique events. There's unique stuff for Mali. A lot of stuff that actually helps you propagate your proximity. Because you have a whole lot of land. It's a big place over there in West Africa. But once you take West Africa, and you can expand across the Sahara, but you're just kind of chilling there, and you can colonize. I did a lot of colonizing. I went to Brazil and the Caribbean and South Africa. And you just kind of like spread your borders as well. But outside of that, there aren't that many targets for you to fight. So I feel a little bit like aimless. Although I think my next goal is to try and like set something up in India. Maybe. Like a trade company, maybe. Because I haven't really tried using those mechanics. It also took me a while to actually discover any part of India. Because exploration feels a little bit weird. At least to me it does. Did you turn South Africa into colonial subject? Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of... I guess you don't have to, but I did. Exactly how so weird? Well, to set up an exploration, you need to have certain materials in a market. And when you set up a colonial nation, or when you set up a new market at all, whether you make it a colonial nation or not, you're gonna need a new market in South Africa. It's just so far away from everything else. It's pretty much mandatory. But I couldn't figure out how to actually trade things to my subjects' markets. Like, I tried to just fill the requirements to explore from South Africa. Like, you need liquor and I think cloth and maybe weaponry and a few other things. But I couldn't figure out how to send those things to that market. And so I had to just funnel population over and build a few towns so that they can provide the materials within the market. But that took a while because I had to like send a few 100,000 people to South Africa. So I only ended up discovering India in like 1690, I think. Did they divide Mali into the appropriate number of cultures? There are like 1 billion cultures in West Africa. But as you play the game, well, I guess you don't have to, but eventually you'll have a bunch of cabinet members and not much to spend them on. So I would just kind of have them sit there and culture convert stuff. Because that's how you get cores in the game. Either culture convert or accept cultures, but it's over time it's a lot easier to culture convert. So eventually, I think the culture is called Mandinka or something. And that became the culture of like 70% of West Africa at that point. Also, where's my... Oh, hold on. Where is my 100% peace deal? Where is my surrender? Someone said I should give Gowid money, and that's true, but we're actually at war, so I can't do that. I think I should be allowed to do that, by the way. I should be allowed to fund people who are at war with me because it would be funny. Like, why am I prevented from giving them money? Also, Revolutionary Corvuria, welcome, based. Incredible. Hold on, show me that revolutionary map mode. Ooh. That's tidy. It really isn't tidy, actually, but it's nice. Okay, so what can I get rid of? Because clearly they're not going to surrender. Actually, no, I can just wait. They'll surrender eventually. And then when they do, I think the coalition's going to collapse. You might steal revolutionary target? No, because I'm cool and they're not, so I don't think so. Where do you think you're going? They're trying to run away. We need a 100% peace deal. Why do you forsake me? Okay, whatever. I can take what I want. So, I think it's pretty much just this stuff. Even the land is useless. Yoink. I love how that's 15 admin for that. That's cool. What is my core creation cost? Minus 45%. And then we have our 37.5% admin efficiency. Nice. Okay, so coalition dissolve, please. Coalition dissolve, please. Why aren't they doing it? You should be dissolving. Okay. Build some troops. I think I'm just gonna keep on expanding, actually, and they can cry about it. They're gonna be like, no sir, please stop spreading the based ideas of the revolution. You're too based, sir, please. You're causing a stir. Also, can I give you less liberty desire? I don't want less governing capacity. Never mind. That's cool. I should have no truce with you. Why do I have a truce? Oh, it's next month. Okay, time to take that stuff. Ooh, consolidation failed. There will be no United Escan. RIP. It's over. It's cooked. Escan forever fractured. No black domain. I think that's actually the better outcome. If there's no black domain. Okay, what can I take? I don't think I can even take everything. Maybe I'll just take all the forts. Yeah, maybe I'll take like half of the stuff now and then half of it later. I'll also take this though, of course. Cubicae. Oh? Oh. Generic zombie event, I guess. Both the scan and Bulwar seriously need more formables. A scan has a lot of formables, I don't know. Doesn't a scan have like 20 formables? I mean, endgame formables? Oh, I mean, they do have a lot. Okay, let me develop more stuff. Then we have the gnomes, of course, which are super expensive to develop. Thank you, gnomes. Oh? Why can I dig deeper? Oh, I can't. Okay, we've gotten through like a small part of this. Well, it's not that bad actually. Still can't get furnaces. Still haven't done this. That's gonna take forever. That's just RNG. Actually, did this pass yet? No. 39% chance. Cross your fingers, chat. Okay. I'm gonna annex this. Then I'm gonna take this fort and this fort and that fort and this and this and this and this and this. Maybe that. And then we can come back and take more stuff. Yeah. That's 114 overextension. Well, it's not like it really matters at this point. then we'll come back and take the rest of it. Don't I have Diplo ideas? I do have Diplo ideas. Why is everything so expensive to take? Another province, another 13 province horse score? I guess everything's like a billion development in a scan. In Canor, not a scan. Also in a scan. That's why you gotta like consolidate a scan early. Because if you don't, boom, development flashbang. Also, that is a beautiful name placement. That's peak. So, Coalition, you're supposed to dissolve by now, actually. It's kind of awkward at this point. What's front row? 34. I need to improve my stacks. Oh, Coalition. Just Grumbar. Alright, restart game. No, they kind of fixed that a while ago. Now when I restart, more countries join the coalition? Real. I really need... well... I can't even say this anymore, because they're not going to update AU4 anymore. I wish I could select which unit I'm going to build in the macro builder. Oh, I should take that. That should help. But anyway, I wish I could select which unit I'm going to build in the macro builder. Or like whenever I do this, right? Because this is just regular infantry, but I don't want regular infantry. I want the revolutionary stuff. The cool infantry. Also, I don't know where I just built that. Oops. Here? Okay, yeah, let's build some more Revolutionary Guard infantry. We'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I shouldn't have done it like that. Oh, never mind. Should have done it like this. Control click. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. And then the maker said there's no template builder in EU5. Is that true? Yeah, I don't think there is. I don't remember seeing one. And it's also, like, I don't understand U5 combat yet. Like, I kind of get the gist, but they've done this split with infantry where there are kind of actually two kinds of infantry. So you have the kind that's like standard run-of-the-mill, but then you have infantry that is higher initiative. And you want to have like a certain fraction of higher initiative infantry. Skirmishers, yeah. You have like... You have your standard infantry, cavalry, artillery, but then you have like skirmish infantry. And they enter battle first, but I don't even know what their downsides are. I think they like take more damage, but they enter battle first so they can deal damage at the start. Or they enter battle faster so they reinforce faster or something, I don't know. So I really don't even know what you're supposed to do with that. Levies? That's a whole different thing. Levies are just like infantry when you're broke. Or when you're in late game and you're fighting massive wars. Because you can get, basically, oh, nice. The way that levies transform throughout the game is that they start as like, well, you know, levies, feudal levies. Eventually, in late game, those become your conscripts. That becomes your conscripted manpower. So it sort of transforms from early game, you're fighting with levies, and then maybe if you're a special country, then you can get like professional soldiers, some professional soldiers. Then you kind of play with just having professional armies, in my experience. And there are still levies, like they always exist. But I find that I end up using more and more just regular professional soldiers. And then in late game, you can get like mass conscription, and levies just kind of become conscripts. I remember OPB talking about high initiative armies. In the early game, they tend to wreck stuff that doesn't have high initiative because they trickle in and get destroyed one by one. Yeah, so that's the thing. I feel like you need to have a combination of skirmishers and regular infantry units. Because if your enemy's all skirmishers, it's gonna suck for you. But if you can have some skirmishers which keep their skirmishers occupied while your main army arrives, and then your main army shows up, and if they just have skirmishers, then I think you deal more damage or something, or they take more damage. So like skirmishers, pure skirmishers beat pure no skirmishers, but having some allows you to win against pure skirmishers, I think. But I haven't been paying that close attention to the combat most of the time, so like... Anyway. The army is big, very cool. Coalition is gone, as it should be. Why do I have 32 of these guys? I'm supposed to have 34 of them. And to defeat them, you have to use very tough soldiers. Well, yeah, I figure either you need to have soldiers that can take a few hits, or you need something to keep them busy while your main army arrives. So if you also have skirmishers, then maybe you can keep them occupied long enough, I figure. Hey, hold on. You're not supposed to rejoin the coalition. Those are not the terms of our agreement here. The trade deal is I build an army, you leave the coalition, and I get to invade you. That's the deal. Dude, why is Gemrad Kurt defending you? Why are you guaranteed by Gemrad Kurt? Man, this game sometimes. Okay, we're gonna do this war against Dame's Crown. Do the other seasonal court Ruinborn have mission trees as well? I think at least one of them does, maybe. I don't know if any of them are on the same level as Gemrad Kurt. So when do I become revolutionary? Oh, right, of course, it's after I kill everybody, I forgot. You get them. I love being able to just right click and the armies can just mow through anything in their path. I love playing a brain dead war. What are the idea groups? Could adjust them for blobbing? There really isn't like much I can do. I have Diplo, I have admin. I thought I had infrastructure. Anyway, Diplo and admin. Kind of the most I'm gonna get out of that. Diplo admin offensive. There's a site that has pictures of all the Anbennar mission trees? Yes. That is the one that I reference every time I want to start a new run. Except this time, actually, I was just like, yeah, I'll play Pashaine. It can't be that long of a tree, right, guys? Surely it can't be that long of a mission tree. Just a short 3 streams, am I right, guys? And now here I am. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take this too. I love how you actually finish mission trees though. Not many U4 tubers do. Yeah, there's kind of a reason why they don't. And it's a reason that I always encounter when I'm like 6 streams deep into a run. Or 3 parts deep into a series. And it's simply that, like, most people don't stick around that long. It is always more economical for you to just abandon the run you're doing and start a new one. Because people care about the starts of runs, and they care less about anything after, like, the 2nd or 3rd part. Also, who else am I even fighting? The Vanbury Guild? I don't really want to fight those guys, to be honest. Game gets laggy and the missions sometimes tedious. I mean, that is also true. But also, like, most of the Paradox YouTubers have decent enough PCs. I mean, that's definitely one of the main reasons, like, a lot of Paradox game players in general don't play super far. The game gets laggy. And then also, like, you've just kind of been doing the same thing for a while. And you're like, yeah, that was great, but I don't really want to continue anymore. Well, let's go. We have Revolutionary Dame's Crown now. The revolution is exporting nicely. Yo. 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 My 8 shock general? I didn't even notice that I had 7 fire generals. That's from one of my ideas, right? Maximum general fire. Yup. 7 fire generals. We're so back. When Playmaker tried Speed 5, he couldn't believe how slow it was? In what? EU5? It is honestly faster than I expected it to be. It's a lot faster than it used to be. Oh boy. Oh, an Anbennar. Oh yeah, no, it's bad in Anbennar. Right now, like if I were playing a game of EU5, 1663, my game would be running a lot faster. Well, maybe not a lot faster, but definitely faster than this. Anbennar might still take the crown as like the slowest speed you could possibly play in a Paradox game. Well, I have played Voltaire's Nightmare, so maybe not. Also, we do have to dev more things. Mayo and taxes? Okay, I might have not thought of all the mods. The difference is that when I'm playing EU5 and the game slows down on its like game ticks, at least it doesn't like tank the frames too. That's like a weird special thing about EU4. Is that also just like the FPS drops a lot for some reason? Like I think I get more consistent FPS on EU5 than I do on EU4. Like right now, EU4, like I'm rocking, what is this? 28 FPS. And I don't even know why. Like that doesn't even make sense to me. I have a 4070 Ti. Wait, do I have galleys on this? Let me get rid of my galleys. They're super slow. Daily reminder to upgrade your CPU if you have problems with Paradox games, not your GPU. Oh, well, yeah, of course, for like actual game ticks. But when the game is paused, there is no reason why the frames should be dipping. That doesn't even make sense. What is it using? My CPU as the graphics card? You know what? I'm gonna take that. Yoink. How do scan adventurers even work? Basically you colonize stuff in an area. And then you'll have a formable. And then you'll play that formable. The formable. Once you're at like admin tech 10, maybe? There's some number. don't really have a navy here. Let me just... Yeah. I have not been on top of my spy networks. Okay, I guess we're invading the Vanbury Guild. Admin Tech 7? Yeah, that's the one. Get 'em, lads. I think this is also another reason why people tend to not play into like super late game. It's just like the pure amount of, for lack of a better term, just like the pure amount of bullshit you encounter. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take 3 provinces in the Empire. And then the game's like, oh yeah, you want to do that? Get ready to sail to the New World, buddy. Get ready for that war to last another 3 years because you have to send troops over. It's like, oh, you'll occupy the entirety of Spain, but because they have 2 colonies in the New World, you don't actually get to win a war against Spain. Like, unfortunately, they own Mexico, so now you occupy all of Spain, and it's the equivalent of like 23% war score, and you can take like 3 provinces. Like, all right, man. I remember how Spain collapsed when Napoleon invaded, and I can't even do that. Napoleon gets to, you know, set up his brother as a puppet in Spain. And all the Spanish colonies become independent. But when I occupy Spain, I get to take 1 coastal province and maybe 17 ducats. IMO, capital of a nation with any amount of centralization, should account for a lot of war score. True. Real. Like, that's the thing, like every country, every colonial empire in EU4 acts as like a decentralized federation. Like you occupy all of Britain, but that's too bad. They have like 5 colonies in the New World, and so that's maybe 25% war score, buddy. And the colonies don't even become disloyal, they're just chilling. It's also stuff like this where it's like, I take the capital and the entirety of the Vanbury Guild's mainland, but like they're just chilling. They don't even want peace. They're actually totally cool with this. Like the war's already over. I am on their main islands. They are cooked. Their capital is occupied. But no, they're just chilling. Peace? Who wants peace? We want devastation and destruction. Those peasants were getting a little too uppity. We should allow our enemies to invade so that they can be suppressed or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna spam this to increase my infrastructure or my governing capacity significantly. I can actually do that a lot, but you know what? I might even pick up infrastructure ideas. I might get infinite governing capacity. Oh yeah, you exist. "100 war scores should be at the point at which a nation should want peace, not the point at which a nation can no longer fight." It really doesn't make sense. Well, I think they're afraid of making the game too early, but there's like a balance between, let's say too early, too easy. There's a balance between it being too easy because countries just surrender and you get to have your 100% peace deal. But then there's the opposite end of that spectrum where it's incredibly tedious because you occupy like everything but they just don't surrender. Make overextension actually punishing. Well, that's kind of sort of the way that EU5 is going to play a little bit. Like if you take a bunch of stuff, you have to turn it into subjects. Although I can't say I've necessarily seen subjects revolt, but maybe that just requires a little bit of tweaking. Anywho, we're going to piece out the Vanbury Guild, bring these guys over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and fully annex Dame's Crown. Oh right, you have the trade company. What if I take Dame's Crown? Do I get the trade company? I do. Yes. More exploitation. I have no idea how the Magisterium owns that stuff. Wait. Oh, that's the capital. I just didn't even select it. Yeah, we'll just wait, I guess. Wait for this to be done. I wish they had a system like in Stellaris. When an enemy is completely broken, you just settle the status quo. Well, not that I remember exactly how the Stellaris war system works, but I remember not liking it very much because you can't add more stuff in the middle of a war. But maybe you can, because I don't play Stellaris. So I don't know how that might have changed. Well, yeah, I hope you're playing Anbennar, otherwise it's false advertising. Fair. I mean. If you think about it, every time you play any country in Anbennar, you're always playing Anbennar, so like... can it ever be false advertising? That's the real question. Anyway, I'm gonna white piece this guy. And then I'm gonna fully annex the Magisterium. And then maybe someone else will become the Magisterium. But it's not my problem anymore. Tragically though, it is kind of 4:30. Let me just check something. I'm gonna freeze up for a second. Why am I still frozen? Hold on. There we go. Stellaris justifies playing a disturbed exterminator explicitly to avoid the war and peace treaty system. Or exclusively to avoid the war and peace treaty system. Depends on the CB button. Normal Conquest you can. It just takes more influence to claim. Oh, okay. Are there any Stellaris mods that feature Anbennar races like the lizards? I mean, you can just kind of make up your own lore for Stellaris and choose one of the lizard portraits. But anyway, chat, I think this might actually be where we have to sort of end things. Because, yeah, I was kind of supposed to end, like, 8 minutes ago. So, yeah, I mentioned it wasn't going to be a very long stream, and then I actually streamed longer than I was supposed to. That's a bad habit of mine. But anyway, that means we don't... That's spoilers, I'm sorry, chat. That means we don't really have a lot of time to sign off for today. It's going to be a bit of an abrupt end. But I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Silksong, because it has consumed my brain. And it's gotten to a point where I've started listening to the remixes of some of the little songs that some of the characters sing. It's infested my brain like a worm. It's also taken over my timeline, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but it's very hard. Anyway, thank you guys for being here today. I hope to see you tomorrow if you're interested in Silksong. If you're not, what's wrong with you? Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. And, bye, bit.